Hello, I'm Mark from Moonstone Publications. Welcome to this overview of some of the stories we've covered over the past week. But first, please hit the subscribe button and share this video with your friends and colleagues. Significant disagreements have emerged between Cosatu and organizations representing the retirement industry over the two-pot retirement system. The Association for Savings and Investment SA and the Institute of Retirement Funds Africa told the National Assembly Standing Committee on Finance that the implementation date of March the 1st next year is unrealistic. Cosatu said the 1st of March is a red line and workers are not prepared to wait any longer. Cosatu also called for the cap on the seeding amount to be raised from 25,000 to 50,000 rand. CISA said raising the cap could pose liquidity risks to retirement funds. Legal experts have warned that if the Road Accident Fund Amendment Bill becomes law in its current form, it will severely impact the rights of drivers, passengers and pedestrians to claim compensation for injuries they suffer in motor vehicle accidents. The Personal Injury Plaintiff Lawyers Association says more than 5,000 strong objections have already been raised to the draft bill. The bill includes a complete restructuring of the RAF, moving it away from a compensation to a social benefit structure where it can provide injury and death benefits subject to prescribed limits and periodical review. Meanwhile, the RAF has told the Council for Medical Schemes to stay out of its dispute with Discovery Health. Earlier this month, the CMS published a legal review stating that the RAF's position that it is entitled to reject claims for medical expenses where these expenses have already been paid by a medical scheme is not in line with the Medical Schemes Act. The RAF said the CMS has no jurisdiction in a court matter between a medical scheme administrator and the fund, and the so-called legal review contained misinformation. The South African Revenue Service has embarked on a multi-year project to modernise the administration and reporting of VAT. The aim is to have VAT vendors report all their invoicing and transactional data in real or near real time to Sars without the need for VAT returns. Continuous digital reporting will benefit Sars and vendors in the long term, but tax experts have warned vendors to prepare for major disruptions during the changeover to the digital reporting system. The pension fund's adjudicator has taken note of a High Court judgment that has been interpreted to mean that the in duplum rule does not apply to late payment interest on arrear contributions. Law firm Norton Rose Fulbright said the judgment means that funds may claim late payment interest on arrear contributions from participating employers even where the interest exceeds the actual contributions owed. The adjudicator said it is studying the judgment and the papers to see whether this is in fact how the decision should be interpreted. The Financial Services Tribunal has handed down a decision in another case arising from the action taken by Standard Bank against staff who activated digital bank accounts without the client's consent. Earlier this year, it was reported that Standard Bank had dismissed 82 employees for their role in illegitimately activating MyMo accounts. In February, the tribunal dismissed the reconsideration applications of 4 former employees who were debarred for irregularly activating MyMo accounts. The tribunal has dismissed a reconsideration application by a representative who was debarred for not returning a tablet to his employer. The rep submitted to the tribunal that the FSP could not lawfully debar him because he did not sell any of its products or earn remuneration. But the tribunal said the documentary evidence showed that the rep was the FSP's mandated representative. My colleague at Moonstone Information Refinery, Natalie Fulyun, recently visited Taiwan. She was among a group of journalists from around the world who were invited to visit the country by the Taiwanese government. Natalie spoke to senior officials about the tensions between the island nation and its powerful neighbor on mainland Asia and how the country is preparing for a possible war. That's all we have for this week. You can read these stories and many more on our website, moonstone.co.za. Until next time, here's wishing you all the best from the team at Moonstone Information Refinery.